Hey y'all, it's Sharon and I'm back to share another policing experience with you guys. If you're new to the channel, I'm retired. I worked for 20 years for a southeastern city in the US, and I was also in the military. I'm sharing my policing experiences in hopes of helping others, not necessarily in policing. I share by talking about certain things that I've gone through on video, or illustrating them by drawing and sharing it that way. And I wanted to share something from last week about pride and how I found it in my heart. And God had me look at my own heart as opposed to wondering what the heart of my accusers looked like, the ones that were ostracizing and retaliating against me while I was policing. And so I had to look at my own heart, and I illustrated that last week. So I wanted to touch on some things because we were talking about it last week, a group that I belong to, and we talked about how pride was a source of, in the physical realm, it's a source of sickness, and it's also a source of sickness in the spiritual. And I said that shyness was a form of pride, and you can see some folks like, I never thought of that. So I wanted to touch on that because we all think of pride, the excessive pride, mind you, the bigging up, the self-bloating, putting yourself at a much higher level than you actually are pride. And so I wanted to touch on the whole shyness as a form of pride. But let me just illustrate what I went over last week really quick. I'll be right back. Hey guys, remember, here's my heart. And the Lord had me look at my own heart, and the green was lush and growing and fruitful, and then the orange spots were problem areas, and the black areas that you see, a hardening of the heart. And remember, he had me zoom in on my own heart, the land of my heart, and he showed me this. Remember that? And what I say was creating bricks for strongholds, and how my faith was kind of weak. It was weak, I should say. My mind speaking and listening to the words that I was speaking against myself in terms of just speaking. And then remember pride, I said the excessive self-evaluating, the excessive self-grandizement, I guess is a word, like just making myself bigger than I actually was. And then he showed me the other area in my heart, that spot in particular, and how there was a hardening. You see the black and the stronghold that was created. And he told me all of that is a sense of pride. And then he said, well, look at the front of that wall, that stronghold. And this is what he showed me. See that? Pride. And then all the words. I'm sorry, guys. All the words that I was speaking. The enemy waits on your words. So the enemy is carrying in the words, and I'm saying them, and then I'm building this wall. And then pride starts to harden the areas of my heart. And you see that area back there, the broken down house, the almost dead tree. And he told me, I'm trying to do a work in you, but how can the ground do anything if it's hardening? And he said that was a sense of pride because you're so self-focused. You're excessively focused on yourself, and you're excessively self-evaluating. And pride is what is the problem, and it seeps into everything else. And then he said, you need to take a look at that and really focus on breaking down these walls. And so that's what I started doing. And I want to talk to you guys about shyness. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back, and I hope the illustration helps give you a picture of how I saw my heart. And I wanted to address shyness because I never thought of shyness as being a form of pride. But a form of pride is the excessive self-focused, the excessive self-evaluating of oneself, which I was doing. And shyness never crossed my mind. But shyness is the excessive self-absorption and the excessive self-focused behavior. Shyness, excessive shyness, to the point of fear and distraction is a problem. But what I wanted to convey to you guys is it is a form of pride because it's excessive self. You're evaluating yourself all the time to the point where fear drives you not to do anything. An example would be, I'm so shy, I don't want to go outside. I'm so shy, I don't want to go to work because of what others might say. I'm so shy, I won't go to the job interview. That's excessive because it stops you from living. It stops you from going forward. And the Lord helped me see that excessive shyness is a form of pride. And I wanted to share that with you guys. It's something to think about. It's a different perspective. It's linked to the areas of your heart that are hardening because remember the wall I showed you of pride. The more you speak against yourself in terms of whatever it is, inflating yourself worth or deflating yourself to the point where I'm so afraid I don't even want to go outside, it's causing those bricks to build up on the wall of your heart. And then all that weight, all that pressure on the land of your heart starts to harden the earth, if you will. And if anybody that has a green thumb or plants knows that that hard, dry, cracked clay isn't too much going to grow there. And that's how I looked at my heart in those spots. And he said, pride is a big problem. And he told me, he said, we're going to get rid of it. And I'm thankful for that. I also want to convey to you guys that pride seeps into other areas of your life. And pride doesn't let you see others on the same level. But I'll talk about that next week because I talk about that. I go into neighborhoods and how I saw folks. So I just want to share that excessive shyness is a form of pride, and your heart will be hardened if you're not careful. All right? I will definitely talk to you guys next week, but check out our online store. The link is in the description. I also created some notebooks. The links for those go directly to Amazon, so you don't have to go search. Hit like, subscribe, and even comment. Okay, you guys? And always remember, you don't necessarily have to go through a thing to learn from it. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.